Thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. It's your boy A Dub. We're back here with Club 50 Sports. Of course, as always, I am here as well with my tag team partner, Mr. Manny C. Talk to him.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks that we have been busy doing lively stuff, and today we're gonna talk about some free agency that has been going on. It was a very busy Monday yesterday, very busy Monday, and we
Absolutely.
just want to let you guys know what went down. What do we think? Like what teams might get better after yesterday, and we just let's hit it off, Mr. Wilson. Like, what do you think happened? Like,
Yeah.
what teams got better?
It,
Do you think might do like a splash this upcoming season?
it's crazy. Um, I'm actually going to say that the Raiders did pretty well. They did
Okay.
lose Josh Jacobs,
Yeah.
but they got Wilkins from your Miami Dolphins. So that was to team up with Max Crosby. So that defensive line is going to be pretty impressive this upcoming year. They're definitely one of the teams that um, really made a first day splash. Went out there and got them a guy who should be able to step right in and help the team. Um, who you got? What do you think about the Dolphins not being able to get your boy back?
I'm gonna start this by saying this. I think last year during the summertime, they offer him a contract. The thing happened. The thing what happened was that they were $4 million apart. He wanted 22. The Dolphins offered him 18. So what happened? I don't think that Chris Greer wanted to pay him that type of money when he had 3 sacks the year before last year. Don't get me wrong, he blew up this year. He got 9 sacks. I think he was a disruptive run stopper in the middle of the D line. But this is what happens when you don't pay people early. They get it, and unfortunately, you have to let them go. It really hurts me as a Dolphins fan that Chris left. I think he was a great player for us, homegrown, but he just got expensive. And I don't remember. We do have Jalen Phillips coming up next year. Jalen Phillips. We got Jalen Waddle, and let's not forget our quarterback. You do need to pay that our quarterback.
Yeah,
So we don't have that type of money.
and we don't want to move too far along. We don't want to move to next season. But I will say, unless Tua has a absolutely breakout year, that should be a team friendly and that should be a incentive driven contract, in my personal opinion. But we'll keep it to this season. All right. So what do you think? Who we talked about Wilkins already? Who was your who was the team that made the biggest splash, or what was the surprise for you yesterday?
I got two teams that I think got better yesterday. Um, I think the addition of Russell Wilson to the Steelers for me was a steal in my opinion. I think Russell Wilson will do good with the Steelers with these two receivers, Deontay Johnson with Pickens, better overall running field, way better defense than what he had in Denver. This is a top five defense, and hopefully TJ Watt can stay healthy. And you got him at a bargain price, dude. 1.2 million, 1.2 million. I think Mike Tyler made a very smart decision. He went and upgraded the quarterback room, and I think Russell Wilson might be worth 4 more wins to the Steelers. I'm not going to say that they're going to beat the Ravens for the division, but I think they have a good chance to make it in the playoffs.
Or
What do you
or
think?
the Bengals, who should be coming. They're getting Joe Cool back. Next year. Uh,
Correct.
just one correction for you. You may not have known, but Deontay Johnson is no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was traded today. He was traded
Oh,
today to the Carolina Panthers, so he'll be playing down there with Bryce Young this upcoming season. But I do agree with the fact that the Steelers the Steelers made a nice move. That quarterback that quarterback position there in Pittsburgh was horrible. And I think that somebody like Mike Tomlin can partner with someone like Russell Wilson and really make it a good marriage there in Pittsburgh. He still does have Pickens, so that's really good. They also stole somebody today from the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers did, so kudos to them on getting Mr. Patrick Queen over there into the Steel City. So shored up that linebacker, that defense a lot more. He's a great player, and I'm sure that the Ravens were upset about losing him, especially to a division rival. So yeah, Steelers did a good job. Who else you got? Anybody else kind of stick out to you? Joe Mixon's
I'm gonna
on the
say Kirk
move.
Cousins, man.
Oh yeah, Kirk
And Joe
Cousins.
Mixon too is on the move. I gotta say Kirk Cousins, he got the bag. Dude, he just gets lucky with contracts. You know, 26 years old, basically he got paid 50 mil for 2 seasons. That equals to 100 mil. For a guy that he's good during the season, but cannot win you the big games. The route that I would have taken, Adam, I'm not sure if you would have done this. I would have traded for Justin Fields. And guess what? I would offer the Bears maybe like a second round pick. And guess what? He was gonna come very cheap because he was on the last year of his contract. So and guess what I would tell Justin? Justin Fields, this is a trial year for you. If you play good, we are gonna show up that you get paid. And if you play bad, then we part our own way. But giving Kirk Cousins 50 mil a season, yikes.
Yeah,
Do they still have a good chance to win the division? Yes, Mr. Wilson. They do have a chance to win the division.
I'll tell you this
It's too
right
much
now.
money though.
Right now, the best player on their team might be Young Wei Koo. You know what I mean? That and not no knock against Bijan Robinson or anybody else, but they're not paying anybody in Atlanta right now.
Correct.
They've got
Yeah.
plenty of money, and I personally think that they should keep their draft capital. Getting Justin Fields would be nice, but if you're gonna get Justin Fields, you got to believe in Justin Fields. You got to be all in on Justin
Yeah.
Fields because a second round pick for a guy who you're basically putting on a tryout, you don't want to give a second round pick. You know what I mean? If we're
Yeah.
doing something like that, we're talking conditional sixth, seventh, maybe. But if the Chicago Bears are looking for a second round pick for a guy who we're not even head over heels about, that whoever does land Justin Fields has to believe that he's the guy if they're going to give that high of draft capital over to any other team for this young man. Again, has he had a tough go in Chicago? Yes. I feel like coaching, all sorts of things have just not been the best location, or it hasn't been the best situation for Justin Fields. Um, but right now, I say that the Falcons don't lose anything by this because they're not paying anybody right now.
Paying
That whole
anybody.
that
Okay.
whole team is filled with a bunch of misfits. There's no Calvin Ridley. There's no big name player there. Kyle Pitts, I can guarantee you, he's not getting a big deal when his rookie contract is up. Bijan Robinson may, but he's this is the first year of his contract, so they've got at least 3 years to worry about that. And
Correct.
you know, uh, Ritter and all these guys, Ritter will be out of the league, in a year or two. And nothing against the kid, I don't wish anybody unemployment, but the fact of the matter is he's shown nothing to suggest he belongs in this league, or that he should stay in this league. Stop coughing into the mic. And yeah, I don't. Kirk Cousins, yes, he's been very fortunate to get these contracts, but the guy has played reasonably well everywhere he's gone. Is he a
Yeah.
winner? Absolutely not. Can he win you some ball games? Is he going to be the reason why you lose? No. You're never going to say Kirk Cousins is the reason why a team lost. He's definitely not the reason why teams win necessarily, but he's just in the mix. He's just another guy in the mix. And I think that many teams are okay with just having a guy who's not going to lose them games and maybe not necessarily going to lead you down for the last second drive and win you games either. Not everybody can be a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or a Lamar Jack. Like, you got to take what you can get. And I don't think that the Falcons did too bad here. They ain't paying nobody.
I'm gonna say another one that I really like the trade was Derek. Well, not a trade, a signing. It was Derek Henry going to Baltimore because my lord, that is going to open lanes for Mr. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, if you cannot win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years with this gladiator, we are going to have problems. We have problems because this man is going to open up your passing game a whole lot in Baltimore. He's a pounder. He runs hard, and this is just the medicine that the Baltimore offense needed.
Not to
What do you
mention
say about that?
not to mention he's a great pass catcher as well. You know, he can catch
Oh
he
yeah,
can catch a screen and take it the distance. He's getting old, up there in age. Let's just be
yeah.
honest. You know what I mean? No team is going to let a running back the caliber of Derrick Henry go just for the sake of letting him go. He's not in his prime anymore. He has lost a step, but I think he can absolutely contribute to a winning team and going to Baltimore. They are just that, a winning franchise. Uh, so I think that that's a huge pickup for them. I actually had my AirPods in today, and I kept on hearing like all sorts of chatter through our chat, and I hear King Henry, etc. And I'm thinking that he went to the Cowboys. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, the Cowboy, because I heard also, not we're not going to segment off of this, but I guess we could kind of. Tony Pollard, of course, we know he went to the Titans. So
Correct.
I'm over here thinking like, oh, it was kind of like a trade basically. He kind of traded backs, which I was cool with because Tony Pollard in his first year of being the Cowboys' main guy, he had a so I'm not gonna say subpar, but it was less than spectacular. You know what I mean? It's not what you expect the guy
Yeah.
who's been waiting behind Ezekiel Elliott for 2 or 3 years to finally get his opportunity to come in and tear the league and rip the league apart. This was basically a lease that the Cowboys had. Like, hey, you know what? Show us what you got, and let's see if we can continue this relationship. He went out there and he kind of it was pedestrian. It was a pedestrian year, and the Cowboys decided they were going to let him go. But when they did, I thought that we were going to be getting Derrick Henry back in return. Instead, I
Me
found
too.
out he went to the Ravens, and there goes my hopes and dreams once again. For my Dallas Cowboys, it's been 30 years of just dashed hopes and dreams. So,
We're
I'm
gonna stay.
devastated.
I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna stay with you, Adam, and with your Cowboys. This, Adam, what is going on that I think that they're gonna be quiet again this off season. When you got Dak Prescott, you gotta give him a new contract. Michael Parsons gotta get paid, and we all know that he's a top five NFL defensive player in the NBA. That's
I got
arguable,
I
but I
got
think
I, I got my
he's
I
a
got my
top five.
questions about him now. I got my questions about him now after what I saw
Okay,
in the
okay, okay,
postseason.
okay.
But
That's fair, and
I
we
give
and we
that
will
to you.
talk about it throughout the season. Okay, CeeDee Lamb needs to get paid as a top five receiver. He will command
I
a
agree
league
with that.
around 20, between 25. He will be in the neighborhood of between 20 and 25 mil a season.
I
He
agree
needs to
with
get
that.
paid. You know, or they already paid Tredavian. I mean, already got paid, so I'm not gonna mention him. He already got his money. But dude, those are three major contracts that Jerry Jones needs to worry about.
Yeah, those.
What I'm liking though about the Cowboys these days, I don't that they want to go through the draft. And I believe wholeheartedly a lot on the draft. You got to draft, develop, and then pay your own. And that is what I think Jerry Jones will do in the upcoming offseason. Like this offseason and then during the season. I wonder what is he going to pay Dak Prescott. I just wonder, dude, because this dude has not won you a big game yet. I just wonder, dude. I just wonder. Like,
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
while the Packers, don't get me wrong, they got Josh Jacobs. I like that pickup. That's a great pickup, man, for Jordan Love. Like they just went and got him some nice help. Jacob is 26 years old.
That's he's
They
solid.
traded basically running backs for, he's very solid. They let go of a 29-year-old Aaron Jones, and they brought in
Who
this kid
who
who's
also
3 years younger.
who also destroyed my Cowboys single handedly. Aaron Jones was literally the reason why the Cowboys were ousted from the playoffs, running like a madman. Um, let's see who else we got, man. Um, Dolphins got Shaquille Barrett. How do you feel about that? They got Shaquille
I'm
Barrett
okay.
from the from
Yeah,
Tampa.
we need him. We need him. I think he'll be an okay pickup. I think he'll be like the Andrew Van Ginkel that we let go. He'll be okay to hold down the fort till November because I think Bradley Chubb will be back and so will Jalen Phillips by November.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're not gonna play like the first 2 months of the season. I like Jordan Poyer too, the safety from Buffalo. But again, I feel bad. We lost Wilkins. I mean, Robert Hunt, another one, another lineman that we lost. He went to Carolina. They just became expensive, Adam. And these guys want to get paid, and I don't blame people for. I don't blame no one for that. They want to get the bag. It's no big deal, you know.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, to the Eagles, to the rivalry in the division to the Eagles. I also like that pickup by the Eagles. He will help a lot. Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles uses him, and it's going to be pretty interesting. What
I,
do you
I
say?
I think that they'll definitely use him. When it comes to the Philadelphia offense, they've got some great wide receivers out there, but we all know that they lean on the run primarily. They're chewing up clock. That time of possession is typically in their favor because of their ability to run the ball. So I think they'll be all right there. I got word that the Commanders got Austin Eckler.
Correct. That's
The,
correct. You
the
went you
command
went you went to this. Not bad. Pretty good
the,
pick.
the Commanders have been making some moves out there. You know, what I mean, they've been Dan Quinn is doing his thing. He is
I
doing his thing.
think Dan Quinn is going to do what he did with the Falcons early in his career. You know that they had that Michael the Burner around that time, and then they drafted Matt Ryan. So they're going to draft a top three quarterback coming up. I mean, they have like the second overall pick. I can assure you they're going maybe like a Drake May or the kid from LSU who I like who won the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some other yeah. I think that they've got some good draft capital there. They've got a good location in the draft. Picking up a versatile back like Austin Eckler definitely can't hurt. Whoever that young quarterback is going to be, they got a stud back there in the backfield who pass blocks very well, who runs the ball very well and catches the ball very well. So useful in the backfield, and he's a three down back. So having that kind of veteran presence back there with you, especially as a rookie, must be or will be pretty cool. You dying over there, yo? What you caught? What you caught over here? I know
Oh
that the
my
Bucks,
throat is killing me, man. For some reason, I don't know why, man. It sucks. But I'm
but
good. I'm good.
but
I'm good.
but
I'm alive.
all right, I'm with that. Um, Also some news: Patrick Mahomes is pulling a Tom Brady on this.
Oh,
He's
what is
pulling the
he up to
Tom.
these days?
He's restructuring his contract. He's restructuring his contract to create $21.6 million worth of cap space, create a little bit more space for the team to be flexible, to be able to go out and fill some needs. This is Tom Brady esque because Tom Brady consistently played much lower than where he necessarily needed to or where he could be, just because winning meant everything.
Matters to him.
It meant everything. So Patrick Mahomes is kind of going down that road. He's young. He's already been talked about as the GOAT after a very short period of time. Not very long in this league whatsoever. And now he is utilizing the Tom Brady playbook to stack chips so they can go out there and get him some wide receiver help, maybe. So they can go out there and maybe get him a little bit more protection and maybe help that defense a little bit more. What do you think about
Let me ask you
Patrick?
this.
What do you think about Patrick Mahomes putting winning above financial gain?
I like the thought, and a name pops up that he just requested a trade from the Bengals. That is yours truly, T. Higgins.
Whew.
I would not be surprised if this team trades for T. Higgins. And we should be hearing about this tomorrow or Thursday. Because T. Higgins wants to get paid out of him. He wants his back. And if they freed up 21 million, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's it. That's a huge
Man,
weapon.
that is a huge weapon. I think, to be honest with you, disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong. He got paid already. Well, he has been getting paid a great salary already for like a couple of years already. But I believe in that mantra, Adam. If you want to win, like a guy like Tua, that you need to come low and, like you say, team deal, team friendly
Oh,
deal.
oh no, and again, he's getting his
Because guess what
money.
happened?
He's
Oh
getting his
yeah,
money, but the
yeah.
thing is, he's creating a little bit of space. It's the same thing D Wade did in Miami. You create a little bit of space so we can win because you know Patrick Mahomes. I can guarantee you this: he's not going to be short of any money. I can guarantee you that between his commercials and his sponsorships, he's not going to be short of any money.
Stay
Him,
farm, stay farm.
correct. Him, wifey, and baby girl. They're Papa's not gonna have to look for a job anytime soon. I can guarantee you that.
No,
So,
no.
so him doing this, creating a little bit more space, it to me it only makes sense because you know what winning brings. Winning brings more sponsorships. It brings more. It brings more deals. So, Patrick Mahomes, I'll tell you this right now. That is also one of the reasons why I think Tom Brady is the GOAT in my opinion, because you have to innovate that way. You have to think outside the box that way. And Tom Brady was one of the first players in the National Football League when most careers are very short and people say, I need to get my money now before it's all over. Tom Brady thought differently. He's like, you know what? Let me go ahead. Let me restructure. I don't need to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, nor was he ever. And we still call him the GOAT. He was never the highest paid quarterback in the league. But he put winning above financial gain, even though we know in the end he got both. So,
And that's another reason why he won seven Super Bowls, my friend, and
absolutely,
went to a lot of AFC championship games because
absolutely.
you can do it, Adam, in that position as a quarterback. Because remember, quarterbacks get signed for 5, 6, 7, 8 year deals. I think Mahomes got his first big deal was for like 10 years.
Yep.
He can do this, Adam. He can restructure because guess what, Adam? He ain't going anywhere. The Chiefs are not going to trade him anywhere. He is there for life. He's a Chief for life.
Absolutely.
These upcoming quarterbacks, like Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Tua that is about to get paid, this is the thing that they have to think of. If they don't do it, it's going to be very hard for them to win. And guess what? If Mahomes keeps doing this almost every year, well, let's just punch that ticket. The Chiefs will be in the AFC Championship game basically every single season to come.
Absolutely. Yeah. If I agree with you, if quarterbacks don't start thinking about winning before they start thinking about, they're already protected. So this is not like they play an overly dangerous position. This is not
Yeah.
you very rarely hear about a career-ending, quarterback injury. Sorry about that, Andrew Luck. I know that you're like one of very few that those types of things happen to, but the quarterback position for the most part, they have an extended career as long as you play well. You only get thrown out the league if you stinking
Bad.
up the joint. But that is something that Tua might want to think about. Hey, I want to keep some of these weapons around me. I want to keep a defense that's strong. You know what I mean? Those types of things. Because again, you can get the bag, but what happens after that? And I'm not sure what Russell Wilson's contract looks like at this point, but I think that
I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. He's gonna get paid 39 million from the Broncos, and then he's gonna get paid 1.2 from the Steelers.
Okay, so
That's what it looks like.
It's a Steelers friendly deal, so that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a friendly deal. Which going back to the Kirk Cousins, I guess it's okay for him to pay him 50 when you're not paying anyone. But dude, the Dolphins had some nice players that we let go. But you know what? The bill came due, and guess what? I want to get paid. I want my money. But had I been Tua, I would have been like, you know what? I want to leave at least 10 mil on the table. Let's just sign somebody
Yeah.
to lead our defense.
Correct. I'm going to tell you this right now. If I'm a defensive lineman, I'm not helping the team. No.
It's
No,
a
no,
different
my-
position.
Correct. My
Mr.
career
Wilson.
is. I feel like the quarterbacks can do that type of stuff. The quarterback,
do it.
especially since their deals are $40 million, $50 million
Yeah.
a year. I'm a defensive lineman. I need all 10 million of my dollars every year. I'm sorry because I don't know how long this.
Because the pounding, me and you know that trenches win you games in the NFL. And it is the most dominating positions in the NFL. Trenches. You have to lay low, you have to block, get off of blocks, and run.
and you have bodies falling on you all the time. So
And you got people chop blocking you left and right. Sometimes,
yeah.
they're not. No, I'm not against Wilkins. Get your money, man.
Yeah,
Get paid.
He's got to take the bag while he can get it. Those positions are so short lived, and you're only on top for so long. We were talking about Aaron Donald. We talked about him for maybe like 3, 4, maybe 5 years. At this point, he's still a solid player, but we all understand that he's not the guy that he once was. We understand that the sun is eventually going to set completely, but it's already coming into the twilight season for him. So you got to get defensive linemen, offensive linemen, linebackers. Those guys, you got to get the bag when you can. Quarterbacks, you get paid $40 million, my dude.
Multiple times, if you're good. Multiple contracts, if you're good.
Correct. And I'm talking 40 million a pop. So it's 40 million if it's a 40 million, 40 million, 40 million. This defensive tackle, what Wilkins signed for like 3 years and like 47 million or something like that. I think he or
Basically, his annual will be 28 mil a season. That's what I read. It's
Okay.
28 mil a season.
Okay.
On the average, that he's
All right, so that's not horrible for him either. You know what I mean? That's not bad.
No.
But again, those positions, your career can start taking a decline at any moment. So get your money, baby. But yeah, anything else? Any other splashes that you saw? Anything that kind of raised your head, or anything that you see that might be in the works
I
that
wanna,
you?
I wanna, I wanna scratch. I'm a head scratch. So the Panthers let go of like a franchise player, Burns. They traded him to the Giants. I don't know what they're doing because you got to keep Adam someone as your build and an offense. They got Bryce Young on offense. They got Burns on defense. Are we supposed to be building a building, or are we supposed to be blowing up a building? That's what they did. That what I think that's what the Panthers did. They're not building more blocks on top of Burns. They're like, you know what? Trade him. Trade him. For me, that was a scratch move.
Yeah,
Don't get it.
yeah. And the Panthers need all the help they can get. Um, so
I mean, they won
so
one game, 2 games.
yeah. So while they're letting go of anybody, they need to be trying to utilize draft capital to get as many people in there as they possibly can, and hold on to whoever's been producing and contributing
Yeah.
as much as they can. Um, I'm hoping that they get better, man. I'm praying for the young man Bryce Young, that he doesn't get the hammer dropped on him every single year that he goes out there and plays for this team, and that they can kind of turn it around. But like you said, you can't let go of key contributors and think that that's going to be beneficial to the team. So um, I hope they've got a plan.
And you have to hit now. You have to hit now on this draft picks. I mean, I think the Panthers need draft classes that they had like last year. That they had almost all of their draft class play last year. It's amazing. I mean, it
Yeah,
hardly happens, but you gotta hit now on some draft picks because guess what? You might get fired. If you're like the coach, you might get fired. You'll be like, you know what? You know that owner in Carolina, he has a very short fuse. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go a different direction.
yes, he does. Yes, he
It is what it
does.
is.
As Frank Wright, he'll be able to tell you. Yeah, he'll be able to tell you he did not have a very long leash at all. From Indianapolis to, what was it, less than a year in Carolina,
Yeah,
and he's pulling the rug from underneath them. So he's got to again. They got Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, so I'm hoping that they're making a few more splashes. Uh, it's a division that's winnable. Let's just put it that way.
yeah.
It's a winnable division. So hopefully they can kind of get their eggs in a row and maybe win some games for poor Bryce. It's tough being a number one overall pick, man. Going to the podium first, man. It's not always the best thing. It's not always the best thing. That podium's right there behind me. Like I said, I'm not sure where Roger went. You know what I mean? Roger went. I think he went to go grab something to eat. But I'm just gonna meet him back at the helicopter. You know what I mean? Meet him back at the helicopter so we can go back to the hotel later on. But yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of moves, man. A lot of different things that are happening, and we'll be on the lookout for more things to come. There should be some more splashes that take place, and maybe some more trades. Again, we'll be keeping an eye out on that T Higgins situation. I will say one more thing about T Higgins. He does have the dropsies at times himself, which was a problem with the
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs receivers dropping the ball. T Higgins is not um, he's not unfamiliar to that type of situation as well. He does have his times where he has those lapses, but nonetheless, we all know that this man is a superstar in the making. He could definitely be the number one on at least 20 teams in the National Football League. He's just that kind of talent a big body receiver who, you know what I mean, no defensive back wants to be lined up across from. So we'll keep an eye out on that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more moves coming up. I mean, guys, I mean, thank you again for tuning in. Like what you're seeing. I promise you guys, we promise all of you, we will be unveiling our logo for this channel. The next time that you see us in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be taking a couple of weeks off. We will be unveiling our new logo. I'm looking forward to that along with my partner in crime, Adam Wilson. He's doing his thing. And guess what? We'll be back
My hearts.
in a couple of weeks.
All right, people. Well, you heard what Manny said. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. As much love as always. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. This is Club 50 Sports, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.